displaying the glory of God's creation by visiting every state park, national park, and national forest in the contiguous 48 states. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave the Parker.
10th hole. It's a par 3. It's 171 feet. And it is the only hole on this course that plays entirely through what appears to be an old pine planting. And as you can see here, the gaps between the trees in the pine planting that you have to throw through, those gaps are rather narrow, and therefore this hole has a very tight line between the tee and the basket. I like this hole. This is a nice change of pace from most of the other holes on this course. There's the view from behind the basket back to the tee. You can see just how tight the line of play is there. 11th hole is 297 feet. It is a par 4, although I would prefer it probably as a par 3. And this hole is more similar to a lot of what we saw on the front nine, with a fairly wide fairway, but a lot of small trees that you have to deal with, and also some very dense understory in the rough on either side. I do want to welcome you back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave the Parker, and this is Deer Creek State Park. We are about 30 miles southwest of Columbus, Ohio. There's the 11th basket, and there's the view back around the dogleg left back to the tee. 12th hole is 181 feet. It is a par 3. And I pointed the camera to the right there because there is actually a nature trail that crosses this fairway. For the most part, this course is free of outside interference from pedestrians and vehicles and the like. And I didn't see anybody on this nature trail here, but you do have to check for pedestrians before you throw on this hole, because there is a hiking trail that goes right across through the hole. The 13th hole heads back into the ravines that we went through on the front nine. This hole is 201 feet. It's a par 3. And it's somewhat open, although again there are a few small trees here that you have to negotiate between the tee and the basket. So you do need an accurate throw on this hole. I like the ravine holes on this course. They add some nice elevation. Some of them are a little on the steep side. There's the basket and the view back to the tee. Hole number 14 is 220 feet. It is a par 3. There's this narrow gap between these two large trees that you have to throw through here. And this hole also features some of the steepest terrain on this course. I'm walking rather slowly here to make sure I don't slip and fall. And in fact, in a minute, I'm going to cut the camera for a few seconds, and there we just fast forwarded to the other side of the steepest terrain. The hole then plays steeply uphill to this basket. Very interesting hole. I like this hole, it's just the steep terrain is kind of difficult to walk on. Now we're back into the flatter uplands for good. The 15th hole is 297 feet. It is a par 4, although like some of the other par 4s on this course, I really think this hole might be better as a par 3. Maybe there are enough small trees here that warrant it being a par 4, but I'd probably prefer this hole as a long par 3. There is the scenic water tower in the distance I showed you back there. Also, this hole is a sweeping dogleg to the right, so you need a left to right disc flight, and that with some accuracy in order to get close to the basket here on just one throw. Hole number 16 is the shortest hole on this course. It's 147 feet. It's a par 3. As you've come to expect, it plays through a dense grove of trees, and this would be a very pedestrian hole. But as you get up here to the basket, you can see that the basket is literally perched in a tree, and so that makes putting and also retrieving your disc a little bit more interesting. It's a clever twist on what would otherwise be a fairly flat and boring and short hole. Hole number 17 is 198 feet. It is a slight dogleg right. It's a par 3 and it plays through more of the dense small woods that you're used to. This course does become a little bit repetitive up here in the flatter upland holes. I captured this video on Thursday, October the 13th, and the temperature here was in the low 60s when I captured this video. It was a very pleasant day in central Ohio. There's the 17th basket. The 18th tee is actually behind the basket, across the road, and past the dog park that you see on the other side there. 18th and final hole. It's 225 feet. It's a par 3. It starts out through another small pine planting here, but once you get past that, it really opens up. It's the only hole to play on the west side of the park road, so it has a little bit of a filler feel, but it's not a bad hole. I do want to thank you for watching. I do like this course. It's a nice casual recreational course. If you're looking for like a professional level course, then this one will come up short. But for casual rounds, it's a nice course. It has some good variety, some good elevation, and I really enjoyed my time here at Deer Creek State Park playing this course. This is the end of the course. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great afternoon. Take care. And Lord bless.